It started with a deal, simple, temporary, nothing emotional. At least, that's what he told himself. It was only supposed to be for 3 days. 3 days of pretending, 3 days of pretending he wasn't lonely, 3 days of pretending she didn't make the world feel a little softer. But on the morning of the 3rd day, when she walked in holding a warm cup of coffee she wasn't asked to bring, everything inside him shifted. Not because of the coffee itself, but because someone finally noticed him, and cared enough to act. If you're enjoying this kind of heartfelt storytelling, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. It helps the channel, Kindness Journey, reach more people who need stories like this. Ethan Ward never expected his life to feel so empty. On paper, he had everything: money, power, a penthouse overlooking the city, and a schedule so packed with meetings that he barely had time to breathe. But behind all that success was silence. The kind of silence that follows you from room to room, reminding you that no one is there. No one waiting. No one asking how your day was. No one noticing when your smile looks forced. He didn't believe in asking for help, especially emotional help. But when a 3-day charity event required him to mentor someone from a small local community center, he forced himself to agree. Public image mattered, and this event was important. He told himself it would be quick. Just show up, smile, sign a few papers, and leave. That's when he met Maya. She was 27, warm-eyed, and carried an energy that felt like sunlight breaking through a cloudy morning. She wasn't impressed by his money or his reputation. She wasn't intimidated by his quiet, guarded personality. She just smiled, offered her hand, and said, "Nice to meet you, Ethan. Don't worry, I won't take up your time." 3 days. That's it. He didn't know why that sentence stayed with him. Maybe because it felt like she understood he was tired. Or maybe because she didn't pretend he was anything more than human. Their first day together was awkward. Ethan sat with his arms crossed, speaking only when he needed to. Maya tried to make conversation, light, simple, human conversation, but the walls he built around himself were high. She could sense he was uncomfortable, so she didn't push. Instead, she told stories about the community center where she volunteered. Kids who saved their allowance to buy books. Elderly neighbors who shared homemade soup with anyone who needed it. She talked about kindness as if it were a normal, everyday thing. Ethan listened more than he meant to. On the 2nd day, something small happened. Maya noticed he kept rubbing his temples. She didn't say anything then, but 30 minutes later she politely excused herself. When she returned, she held a small bottle of water and a cold compress. "For your headache," she said gently. No one ever noticed things like that about him. Not in years. He blinked, surprised. "How did you?" "You looked like you needed it," she replied with a soft smile. Everyone deserves a little care. That sentence settled inside him like warmth in winter. The 3rd day arrived too quickly. Ethan told himself he was relieved the mentorship was ending. But in truth, he felt something else, something uncomfortable, something unfamiliar. He didn't want it to end. He arrived at the center early that morning, expecting to sit alone until Maya showed up. But she walked in moments later, holding 2 cups of coffee in her hands. And not just any coffee. His coffee. Black, no sugar, extra hot. Exactly the way he liked it, even though he never told her. She smiled, a little nervous. "I noticed you always finish your coffee early in the morning, and you never grab another one. Thought you might need it today." Something inside him cracked open. A simple act, a cup of coffee, but there was meaning behind it. She had paid attention. She cared. She noticed the things no one else bothered to see. He took the cup slowly, holding it like it was something precious. "Thank you," he said, and it sounded different. Softer. More real. Throughout the day, he found himself watching her, memorizing the small things. The way she tucked her hair behind her ear when she laughed. The way she listened fully when someone spoke. The way she looked people in the eyes with sincerity, not judgment. As they wrapped up the program, Maya thanked him for his time. "I know you're busy," she said. "I really appreciate you being here." Ethan opened his mouth to respond, but the words tangled. He wanted to tell her that she made these 3 days feel different. Lighter. That she made him feel seen. But all he managed was, "It was good. Really good." She smiled anyway. They walked outside together, and for the first time, Ethan didn't rush to leave. The evening air was cool, and the sky held a soft gray tone that felt peaceful. Maya turned to say goodbye, but Ethan spoke first. "Would you, maybe like to get coffee again? Not for the program. Just, as people." Maya blinked, surprised, but her smile widened. "I'd like that." He felt something unfamiliar rise in his chest. Hope. Simple, gentle hope. In the weeks that followed, they met for coffee, then lunch, then long evening walks. It wasn't anything dramatic, no sudden confessions, no sweeping gestures. Just kindness. Quiet, steady, real kindness. The kind he didn't know he had been aching for. Maya never asked for anything from him. She never treated him like a millionaire or a headline. She treated him like a person worth listening to, laughing with, and caring about. And Ethan, for the first time in a long time, began to open up. He told her about his childhood, how he grew up believing success meant being strong and silent. He admitted that sometimes, he felt crushingly alone. Maya didn't judge him. She didn't try to fix him. She just held space for him, gently and quietly. One evening, as they sat on a park bench watching the lights reflect on the water, Ethan realized something life-changing. Kindness didn't come from grand gestures. It didn't require being perfect or powerful. It came from noticing someone. Seeing them. Caring enough to act. Just like she did with that cup of coffee. He turned to her, heart full. "You changed something in me," he said softly. "You made me believe people care." Maya looked at him with warm, steady eyes. "People do care, Ethan. Sometimes we just need someone to remind us." Their friendship grew into something deeper, gently, naturally, beautifully. Not because they forced it, but because kindness had built the foundation. And that was when he understood the truth. It was never supposed to be only 3 days. Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness, one cup of coffee, can change the direction of a life. Sometimes, the people we meet by accident end up becoming the ones who teach us what love really looks like. And in a world that can feel rushed, lonely, or overwhelming, kindness is the one thing that never loses its power. So today, carry that with you. Pause. Notice someone. Offer something small, your time, your warmth, your smile. You never know whose life you might change, or whose heart you might touch, in the simplest moment. Kindness can start anywhere. And it can last forever.